Cheyenne!
Nope, you can't do that.
What?
You gotta
Can't
say
hear
it.
you.
What up? What's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the Current Gaming Podcast. I am joined today by Cheyenne Clark. How's it going?
Hello.
And my trusty co-host, David Morgan. Buddy, how's it going?
How's it going, man? There's
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of shit going on.
You having a good week this week?
Yeah, it's my birthday 2 days ago.
Oh yeah? What'd you do? What did you tell me?
Yeah.
Walk me through your birthday celebration.
Yeah, sure. So at work, my coworkers bought me some pizza. Well, they bought the lab pizza.
What kind
We
of
got
pizza?
Thick crust, pepperoni,
Where?
and
Like from where is what I meant.
Adriaticos.
Okay.
So,
That's
the
all
good
about
shit.
it.
I came around. Thick crust is better than thin crust.
Oh, 100%.
There.
I thought you were gonna say like they got Papa John's, and it's like that's not even like.
Oh,
my
fuck.
pizza.
No.
That's like the.
I mean, I like Papa John's, but no, that's not.
Papa John's is
No,
trash.
I'm
Fuck
appreciating a little more than that.
Papa.
But then me and Shay went to the pub called Brazen Head.
You guys played some
And-
pub?
Irish pub.
Yep, played some pub guy at the pub. And
Yep.
I had a bourbon barrel mushroom burger with some good pub mayo on it, and we had like a bunch of drinks, and they gave us birthday shots of Jameson whiskey.
That's fun.
One of
Her
which
waitress
was on
was
the
amazing.
house. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
really cool. It was her birthday on the 13th.
Yeah, her
so-
birthday was Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's lit.
And
yeah,
then
she-
yesterday we went to the Renaissance Fair, and I bought this fucking nice ass pen for myself.
Cheyenne,
and I'm
how did
taking
you?
notes.
He bought me this metal fake ass rose. 'cause
It was a copper rose. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Just put like
copper.
rose oil in it and make it smell good.
Is that
But that was
so?
for
Is that
sweetest day.
a sweetest day? What is that?
That was yesterday. That's a fake Hallmark
It's a-
holiday.
Yeah,
that is bullshit.
fake. Nobody gives a
I've
shit.
never heard of this before. in my whole
Valentine's
life.
Day.
Really? That was a thing
Never
in high
before.
school. Even it's like a shittier Valentine's Day.
Yeah, no, it's
Really?
stupid. And like
Yeah.
doesn't exist, but
Fucked up, dude.
I never
already
knew
getting
about
ready to
this.
dump your
Yeah, she's
ass.
already. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, we don't have the happiest show this week, but we got a show
it's not a happy show.
nonetheless. We're gonna be talking about some stuff. I thought we'd start off with a little fun, little bit of news. Sony is thinking about publishing. Sony Music Entertainment is thinking about publishing games, and they're thinking about publishing games on the Nintendo Switch. So this story comes from IGN. It says a new game publishing label has been formed under Sony Music Entertainment. It's called Unties, and like their whole theme of it is they're gonna untie the shackles of publishers. It's really fucking dumb. It's really
Shut the
corny.
fuck up.
It's really corny.
Shut the fuck up.
But they're
They're
publishing.
doing that as a publisher.
They're publishing Tiny Metal from developer Area 35, and it's coming to PS4, PC, and Switch on November 21st. And I just kind of wanted. So what's up with this? So Sony, not Sony Interactive Entertainment, formerly Sony Computer Entertainment, which is the better name, is publishing a game on Switch. How do you guys feel about this, Cheyenne?
It's weird, but like it's like sort of not Sony. It is Sony, but it's like Sony Music Entertainment, which is weird
Mm-hmm.
because you'd think that they'd just be doing music, but I
As the
guess
music
they're gonna.
entertainment division of their company would suggest.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would make sense.
That
but
makes sense.
what is this unties like?
Just
they're
corporate,
gonna
corporate
untie
bullshit
the
speak for,
yeah,
for
like
the good guys.
by
Yeah.
becoming a publisher, we're gonna untie you from publishers. And I was like,
Yeah, it doesn't make that much sense. But David,
doesn't.
how do you feel about it?
This is Sony trying to foster goodwill by being more like Nintendo and acting like they're doing something cool for the industry when ultimately this is just them diversifying their assets through their music division, and I don't think anything is going to come of it. I bet that game sells okay. It's not like they're putting fucking Uncharted on the Switch. It's just their
Yeah,
music
it's-
division publishing like little,
Indie
which is
title.
fine. I mean, cool,
Yeah.
good for those
But I mean,
devs.
not
I'm
really
sure the game's
indie,
going to be
because
fine.
that's-
No, it's not indie, but it's. I
Like,
don't
think
know.
about it. I don't know. You know, a
There's
smaller
no
game.
precedent
Yeah,
for this. This would
yes.
be like Microsoft Windows publishing a game.
No, it would be like
for-
the Excel division, like that makes Microsoft Excel.
Yeah.
like Office.
Yeah,
the Office
Suite.
division making a
Yeah.
game for fucking Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't- doesn't
yeah,
make-
whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
Fucking.
Spreadsheet Simulator.
Someone thought
2017.
this would be a good idea, and I bet this doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't. Like, how do you think Sony Interactive Entertainment feels about this? I can't imagine. Like, they're like. I'm sure they looked at fucking.
They've
Sony
got
Music,
some fucking
like, what the
big
fuck is
wig
going
at the
on?
top, being like, "This is fine."
Like,
And yeah, they're probably like, I don't think they're panicking. Like, isn't there rumors that Crash Bandicoot's gonna come to like?
Yeah, but that's
Switch?
published
Is that
by
all?
Activision.
Yeah, but that's a Sony IP.
No, it's owned by Activision. They sold it.
Oh.
It's just like Spyro. That's why they're
I
in
didn't know that.
Skylanders.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're making a lot of sense. All right. Well, yeah. I don't know. I think there's nothing to say. Like, it's just weird.
It's just
a
weird.
thing.
Yeah.
To
Good,
be honest,
cool.
this game looks like cool. It looks like Advance Wars.
It does.
Yeah, it looks
cool.
like Advance Wars,
Yep. So
which I love. The
Yeah.
game's great.
maybe that'd be awesome on the Switch. So that's good. That's coming there.
Yeah, perfect.
This next story we have is about the Witcher 3 developer CD Projekt Red, in which they gave a statement. Apparently, a lot of people, not a lot, I don't know exactly how many. Some people have been leaving the studio and posting very negative opinions of the studio on Glassdoor, which is kind of like a LinkedIn, but like a more private like LinkedIn for millennials, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not a fucking nerd. I don't need a job. And they put out a statement that says, if you're following news related to CD Projekt Red, you might have recently stumbled on information regarding morale here at the studio. We normally avoid commenting on company reviews on spaces like Glassdoor, but this time around, especially in light of the fact that we haven't communicated anything about Cyberpunk 2077 for a long time, we saw some gamers getting worried about the project, and we'd like to elaborate on a few things. First off, we like to talk about the departures. In 2015, we released The Witcher 3, and we were over 200 developers strong, and that was the core crew of the studio. Since then, they've almost doubled the headcount, and they're still hiring people. Do people leave? Sure they do. We always wish them the best and respect both their decision and feedback they gave us as a reason for their departure. We continuously working on making Red a good workplace for everybody, but we also have a set of values that constitutes who we are now and how we do things. So does a departure, blah, blah, blah. They go on to, be like, it's not that bad. But David, you had some hot takes for this. What?
This is gonna sound insensitive from me, but what I think happened is you've got this studio in Poland, right? And Poland is socialist, are some form of modern socialist. I mean, they were communist, but now they're some form of social. They're not like a capitalist.
Hot take
society.
Starting off great.
Yeah,
I know, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to say
research,
that their economy is very. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to look it up, but I didn't have time. Their economy is very different than ours.
I can read the whole
studio
statement.
making the games there is working on shoestring budgets because of the nature of where they're located geographically, and just by watching like Danny O'Dwyer's No Clip documentary on them and how they got started, they were really just a passionate group of people scraping by to make really, really great games, and that's awesome. And then what I think happened is after The Witcher 3 came out, a bunch of Western developer fucking new males with shitty beards from LA were like, oh my god, I want to work at fucking CD Projekt. It's going to be the best job ever. And then they moved over there and they started working there and they're like, why am I getting paid $30,000 a year? Why is this, why is fucking HR not great? Are the amenities not amazing? And they're like, this fucking sucks. You guys are slave drivers. But it's just the nature of being in Poland with a different economy, with different pay scales and salaries than we have here in the West. Like, not the West, but, the US. That they are Western, but you know what I mean.
Europe, so.
And they're just not... I mean, it's fair, like, that's not something you can acclimate to easily, but it's the nature of where they are located and how the workforce kind of operates over there, I'm assuming. Because some of the Glassdoor reviews were like, oh, the pay's low, bonuses aren't great, or like the benefits aren't great, whatever. But it's just the fact of being in Poland and working in Poland rather than CD Projekt Red really being shitty to their employees more so. So that's what I think happened. And I think the new blood in there is mostly people from America, etc., not being used to that kind of work environment.
Cheyenne?
I mean, I don't know about how all of that works, so I'm not going to comment on Poland's economy or anything like that.
I glean most of this from the No Clip documentary on CD Projekt Red and my very tertiary knowledge of Poland's communist
and your quantitative studies on qualitative easing in the Polish economy that has led to a high manufacturing sector.
Extensive research.
The housing bubble, of course. Yeah.
browse.
Subprime interest loans, David. I know you're
That's right.
very
You know
interested
I'm
in
the
Polish,
Absolutely.
Anyway,
I don't know. I just think that this whole thing is weird. Like, it even mentions in this article how like weird it is for them to be replying to like
I don't think
these
so though, because
reviews on Glassdoor or whatever
like,
that is,
it's
which
not
is
like
anonymous and
right.
doesn't require it requires little verification to post. So
Well, it's probably because they're aware of these complaints. I just don't think they can do much about them, and I think CD
Yeah.
Projekt is
they can make
commenting
their
on it
studio better.
because they know that their community is watching them closely, and they like being kind of like on the ground level with the people that play their games. They're not like a studio like Naughty Dog or something that has to have like spokespersons and lawyers and shit put out their statements sometimes. Like this is.
I mean, they put out. I think their PR team put out this statement. I'm sure.
Yeah, you're. I mean, you're right, but they don't have. They want to be. I assume down here and like in touch with the people.
They want to appear to be like that with all their whole when you bought the game and had a little letter.
Yeah, their little thank you.
They want to be seen as
that.
They want to be seen as that for sure.
That's fair. I mean, that's totally. I think how it should be done. Why they're commenting on this in particular?
I think the reason they're commenting on this in particular is that they don't have anything to say about Cyberpunk 2077.
So this is all they have.
And like we have to talk about it in some way, shape, or form. Like, because this game's long in development.
That's fine. You take your fucking time.
I'm not saying that's shitty. I'm just saying like it has been a while since we've heard anything about it. Like we got that one like very CG trailer a year and a half ago, and then it's been radio silent. So kind of, I don't know.
I'm actually looking at these reviews now. It seems like there's been some like more positive ones since.
Yeah, I looked at some of them and it was like,
right now it just looks like okay, salary, which makes sense, but then a lot of them are just about like the crunch, which is like
no shit.
That happens in literally
every video games.
Well, I mean,
like it's
I don't know. I want to be fair. Like I still feel like voicing your displeasure or crunch isn't a bad thing.
No, I don't think so either. But like to knock that studio in particular for a thing that is out of their control.
I don't know if they're knocking that studio in particular. I think they're just knocking like that's the studio they work for, and they are knocking crunch. Maybe I don't know.
That's
crunch,
fair.
Crunch is like pretty gross.
Crunch on fucking what? That shit is not coming out anytime soon. What could they be crunching on?
Probably
Cyberpunk.
The Witcher.
Oh, we gotta get the fucking E3 CG demo this year.
The most common con to working there is that salary is excellent for Poland, but about average compared to the top companies in West European countries.
You can't wire your money to mom and be like, pay your rent. So.
Anyway, that's just a weird thing.
This next story is another one about workplace drama, I guess is the best way to put it, maybe. EA shut down Visceral Games. Visceral Games, if you don't know, is formerly Redwood Studios or Redwood Games, something like that. They published Battlefield Hardline in 2012, 2013. I don't know, one of those years, 2014.
One of them.
I don't know. And well, I guess it was after 2013, so it would have been 2014. And the Dead Space series, which is probably their most critically acclaimed series. They were also recently working on a single-player Star Wars game that was headed up by Amy Hennig, who is the creator of Naughty Dog, which are the developers of Uncharted. And EA put out a statement. I guess I'll read the statement first if you guys want to do that. You want to do that? You want to tackle this, David?
Sure.
Sound like fun to you? This is from Patrick Soderlund at EA, who's I think the head of their PR team or something like that. Blah blah blah. Our industry is evolving faster and more dramatically than ever before. The games we want to play and spend time with, the experiences we want to have in those games, and the way we play, all of these things are continuously changing. So the way games are made in this fast-moving space are always focused on creating experiences that our players want to play. And today, that means we are making a significant change to one of our upcoming titles. Our Visceral Studio, who has been developing an action-adventure title set in the Star Wars universe in its current form. Our Visceral Studio has been developing an action-adventure title set in the Star Wars universe. In its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. Throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players and listening to feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. It has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we need to pivot the design. We will maintain the stunning visuals, authenticity in the Star Wars universe, and blah, blah, blah. All right, that's the main part I wanted to read. It also, lastly, we had originally expected this game to launch in late fiscal year 2019. We are now looking at a new time frame that we will announce in the future. So, Visceral Star Wars game in its current form is for sure dead. David, what do you think about that?
The fact that they called it out for being a single player linear experience, that they then looked at marketplace
In its current
bullshit.
form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game.
Like, that's a bad thing. Like, they said that like it was a bad thing. So that tells me some people were saying, oh, the game was probably just a mess. It wasn't coming along right. I really do think that they were like, we got to make this like Destiny. We got to make this like fucking, you know, a battle royale or something that's going to bring in mass people and stay that way forever and have loot boxes and all this other bullshit. Because like, and it doesn't make sense because like Horizon sold awesome and that's a single player game. We see examples all the time of like single player games selling great. So, and I mean, and then there's the Amy Hennig thing. She was on Uncharted 4 and then got taken off of that because it was like not coming along right.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So what the fuck? Like maybe I mean no, maybe she's a good writer but not a good director because she wrote Uncharted 2, but I don't think she directed that game.
Did she write Uncharted 2? I don't know. If that's true.
I remember reading.
I think she was a writer for.
No,
She was a writer on a lot of the Uncharted,
Yeah.
but
I know she
directed
created
the
the whole
director
series.
for.
Yeah. Well, she was the
Uncharted
director
4
of
and it
1
wasn't
and
working.
3, I thought, is what it was.
oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I don't know. So it's probably like a mix of that kind of being shaky, the game probably EA being like, we need this feature, and then that not working with their design how they had it,
Mhm.
and then EA just being like, well, we just need to rebuild the whole fucking thing to be a fucking open world bullshit loot box simulator. And it's cynical as fuck, but I honestly believe that is what is going to happen to that game. And
Cheyenne?
Visceral, like I wasn't holding out for like a great Dead Space game again from them, obviously, because 3 sucked. But
Yeah, well, and like the team that made Dead Space is gone. That's
how all these studios.
Video games in general, like we as fans and audiences get so attached to like the name behind something, like the branding behind a certain studio or something, and then we kind of don't like recognize the people behind.
Get
that
attached
maybe
to the
live.
people.
Yeah,
that
like
make
it's not. It's like
Exactly.
the only the person
Unless-
I would say that isn't like that is Kojima. Like where it was very
Or
like,
Rare,
Kojima like yeah,
Platonic. They didn't deliver on their fucking thing.
well
so
yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
a
maybe
that's
that
a
is-
different yeah. All right, but Cheyenne, what do you think? What do you mean? Like
It's fucking shitty. That's what I think. EA is fucking shitty. That's pretty much how I feel about this.
Hot takes coming through from Cheyenne. Watch out, everybody. EA is shitty.
Ooh, nobody
heard that one
nobody
before.
has
worst
said that
company in the
before.
world.
Honestly, like, how many times have they done this to other studios where
I have a
like
fucking picture that's really funny.
Yeah.
I sent in the chat of them like
Jesus.
that's gonna happen. I mean, BioWare, fuck, dude. Andromeda. I thought that was gonna be the nail for them.
That-
But
see,
luckily
this
they
is-
have another team.
BioWare is the thing that I don't get. So we are all assuming they're like, we don't want this to be a solo single player game that takes 10 hours. We want this to be Destiny, right?
Something.
We
else.
want it to be like Destiny. Is what I
Sure.
glean from this thing. And like
Yeah.
they're making Anthem, and that is Destiny. Like what the fuck? I don't understand.
Everything needs to be like Destiny.
It doesn't make any sense. Not only that, like Destiny came out in 2014. By the time this game comes out in 2020, it's going to be 6 years since that game came out. Is that even still going to be the trend at that point? Like, is that even going to be the new hotness? Is like Battle Royale going to be the hotness now, or is some other genre
I
going to
don't
come
know.
around?
and they shouldn't be focusing on what the hotness is at like, you
Oh,
know.
of course they do. That's their fucking job.
I
As
know, but-
producers,
And it's
they
and it
ruin
and
everything.
all this comes from is the whole. So there's been a I guess I'll introduce this story real quick. Resident Evil 7 shipped 4 million copies this week.
Great.
And Capcom says that's still below their 10 million expectations for the game.
Aww.
And so around less so around that, but more so around the visceral stuff. There's been a lot of talk of are single player games dead or like what's happening with that? How do we weigh in on that?
They're dead if you fucking spend 50% of the budget on fucking marketing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're dead. If you like
4
fucking,
million copies. They're dead. Like
they're dead. But we wanted 10 million. Wah wah wah. Go fuck
that's
yourselves.
honestly
I'm so mad.
ridiculous.
I'm
Like
so mad about this. Like, it's like Evil Within flopped hard, like fucking hard, and so did oh shit, what came out this week?
South
Maybe
Park?
I'm just thinking Evil Within 2. What was the other one? Yeah, Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War
Shadow
didn't
of
do well
War.
either.
That is not what I
So,
said,
like-
but okay.
Well, that it reminded me. I don't know. Fucking phonetics reminded me of that. So yeah, I mean, but those games had huge fucking marketing budgets that probably had a huge sink on the overall. There's sequels that have a fan base. Just let them be for those people. You don't have to fucking appeal to
No, you
every
have to
living human
expand.
being. Like some
Ignore
studios
the
can work
people
on
that already
things.
like your game and just make a completely different game so you can get more people to buy it and more money. Duh.
And then make it worse, and then nobody buys it because
Ex-
you've alienated your core fans, and then
It's-
the fucking whoever the fuck that's just gonna go out and buy a game doesn't care because they're like, I haven't played the first one. Like, what the fuck is the point? Like,
Even within two, I will make the case. The difference I feel like between that and like Dishonored bombed too, and Prey bombed too. Like I'm sure like those games didn't sell well. I mean, they might have cut even, but they're not raking in the coals for Bethesda. But I mean,
Yeah.
Bethesda has Skyrim and stuff like that, which a lot of these other
Bethesda
companies
understands that
Well, no,
not
wait,
every
well,
game has to be fucking Destiny.
the Bethesda understands that they are a private company and they don't have shareholders to
Yes, you've
to
nailed
go
it.
to, and so
That's
like
the one.
that is how I feel like the difference between Bethesda and these other big companies is Bethesda knows they have Skyrim and Fallout, which they can just print money. Like they can put Skyrim out on 15 different consoles and iPhone and whatever
Someone's
the fuck,
gonna buy it.
and they're making money that way, and they're able to take
Right.
these inventive ideas that might not give the maximum return on investment, whereas EA,
True.
who has these shareholders and Activision even more so. Fuck, I forgot to put that in there. We're gonna talk about that next. Activision, we're gonna talk about loot boxes in a second. Activision,
Fuck.
and Ubisoft, which Ubisoft I think is a different example because they're currently facing a hostile takeover from Activision. It's really interesting. But they're less likely, less inclined
Vivendi?
to or Vivendi. Yeah, Vivendi used to own Activision. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
They're less inclined to take these steps because they have this fiduciary responsibility to shareholders, which Bethesda does not.
Is there a name for
Interesting.
a publisher with like a public shareholder and a private or a
They're
publisher?
public companies and private companies?
Just public and private.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
But-
when
and
I
then-
say fuck publishers, I mostly mean public companies. Like
And then
EA.
if you look to like Sony and stuff like that, those are all public companies too. But their incentive for producing a single player game is different than a EA or something like that, where it's less so. I mean, obviously they want Uncharted 4 to sell great, but like the fact that they have Uncharted 4 and Bloodborne and whatever gives them a pillar to sell their hardware, which EA and
Right.
Ubisoft and Activision don't
Right.
really have.
You can appeal. Like every game can be its own little pillar of your community, and they don't have to be the fucking foundation of like every single gamer alive. Like Sony understands that they can have a game that appeals to people who like Dark
Mhm.
Souls and
Right.
people who like adventure games and people who like easier, casual games or whatever, and they publish those games all and separately appeal to their communities and their niche. And EA is just like fucking milk everyone as much as possible, and it's just so like it's so scummy. Like, and we're gonna get into that, but
I just had a new story, and then also the thing I would glean from this too is if you look at like kind of smaller Japanese publishers like NIS and Koei Tecmo and stuff like that, they are able, like, not saying Koei Tecmo makes the best games or anything like that, but they're able to sustain in a marketplace because they don't have these lofty expectations, or they're expecting every series to have action figures and every series to have a Funko Pop line and every series to have fucking like
why do you
not
think
every
Atlas is still around?
Atlas, yeah, like I mean they're owned by Sega now, but yeah, you understand, yeah.
Why do you think Sega's still around?
Yeah, they're going fast, man. They're not ready to stop.
Yum. Sonic Forces is gonna fucking suck. Throwing that out there.
Hot take. This next story we have here, I just added it, is
What the
about
fuck is this?
Activision's patent that encourages players to buy microtransactions. So basically, I'll do I want to read the whole story? Or should I just
No,
explain it
we
all?
get it. It's okay. It's like I'll explain it. It's like you play a multiplayer game, and
Pew, 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 pew.
you're shooting people, and you suck. You're a noob, and you just joined, and then you get paired with this guy who's like a fucking dominator, fucking dude. He's awesome, and he has guns that you can only buy through microtransactions to incentivize you to buy those guns because he's good, not because the guns are good, because you see him being good with the guns. So it pairs you with people who have a way high like skill MMR and low like new skill MMR, and they have premium guns and you have free guns. So you look at that and you're like, I want to buy those guns, I'll be better, and you're not really better. It's just the guy who's good is using them. That's the patent.
And then then you take it a step farther from that is then when you buy the guns, it then matches you with players worse than you to repeat that same trend. Plus, you were then getting the feeling of, well, I bought these guns, that was a reward, and it worked, so maybe I should buy more guns.
Like a fucking feedback loop.
Yeah, like
forever.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
Jesus Christ.
Which is this is.
That's real gross.
And they
I
have
don't, this was.
they have said it is not currently in any of their titles.
Yeah, as far as we fucking know.
And the lead community manager over at Bungie said this functionality does not appear in Destiny, which is their biggest, I would say, multiplayer game at the moment. I guess Call of Duty.
Here, take a look at this. I've linked something. I'm sorry for linking in Discord, but I've linked something in Discord. I want you to take a look at that figure. This is a real Sony patent. That is basically it is like a camera on your TV, and during commercial breaks, to get the commercial to end, you have to stand up and say the name of the product, and then sit back down.
What the
Patents
fuck?
can be fucking terrible, and they're usually just so that like nobody else can have them, or you just want to like play off the idea later. Like patents don't
That's-
mean.
I mean, I can go into a diatribe about
Right.
how patent law in the United States is like really fucked up in some.
Oh, I
some
know it
areas.
sucks, and that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just
Especially
saying
in
that
Why
the
would you want to patent this?
you
pharmaceutical
wouldn't. They just
industry.
fucking. I don't know why. Everyone, you can patent whatever the fuck you want. It's just like it doesn't mean it's gonna become a thing. I think
Yeah.
people are freaking out over this. But if they ever
Yes.
pulled this shit, like they would lose so much. Like they know better than
No,
the fuck.
they wouldn't. They would not lose. And
You
Yeah, I
don't think
don't
people
know
would
if
throw a
money
fucking
off
riot?
100% they would make money off this.
Oh,
People have gotten a riot about fucking every loot box that's come out this fall. People get into a riot about it, and every time companies
And then
make
they
money
buy 'em.
because
They
that is
make
how
money
that shit
from
works.
it.
And this is like I want to be crystal clear. This is the scummiest thing I've ever read in my entire life. No, it's not. But this is so scummy. Because I've read Donald Trump statements, but this is fucking scummy as fuck. This is like disturbing the level, and this is why when people say, "Oh, microtransactions are there, you don't have to buy them. It's not that big a deal." It's fucking like that's fucked up because these companies they can do focus groups and they can look into the psychology of people to see how buying loot boxes and purchasing things. What is the like perfect like Goldilocks zone to get people to buy things? Like if they can go into focus groups and say, hey, how liable are you to buy this? And then they can add the right amount of padding in the games or add the right amount of frustration level in order to maximize their potential profits off of these things. And it's fucking gross. It's really gross. It takes all this is when you're always talking about, oh, I don't know, video games are art. They sell games. So this is what you're talking about. This is like doesn't respect the artistry. Fucking give Beyonce her Grammy. This is what the fuck. This is like the grossest shit imaginable to me. Like, is that something I find enjoyment off of? A hobby of mine that I think is an artistic endeavor can be fucking just bogged down with all these fucking algorithms and shit like that. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
I agree
All right.
agreed.
completely.
That was a good take. Good rant.
Ugh.
I agree completely. No, it's like it's not, and you fucking feel like the sweat and the tears of the developers and the people working in these teams, and then to just be shit on like publicly because your fucking publisher or something wanted to put this bullshit into your game. Like that must fucking suck. Like your fucking vision has been tainted by late capitalist bullshit. Like your fucking level design, your fucking concept art, your fucking modeling, the hours and hours you put into that work is being covered over by some fucking scummy, I'm thinking of Shadow War, some scummy fucking loot box bullshit that has literally ruined a fourth of your game. The last fourth of your game has
Well,
been
not even
ruined
the
by
fourth,
that.
like in the entire public perception around your game. Every like, and now when Shadow of War 3 or Middle Earth 3 comes out, whatever the fuck, I don't know the exact franchise title. Whenever that comes out, the developer every single time they do an interview, they now have to talk about how are microtransactions implemented in your game. And
Those
like, that must
people are
fucking
just
suck.
no longer artists. They are fucking cogs in a corporate machine.
And
They have
like-
been forced to just be a part of something that is bigger and worse than them.
And I don't want to sound like too like self-masturbatory about in this whole like circle jerk about how fucking capitalism is bad and shit like that. But fucking like I like going back to the visceral thing. I went to that studio. Like I literally was there like 3 months ago. Like and I saw people that were most likely working on that game. Like and like they don't have jobs now. Like that's really fucked
Yeah.
up if you look at
It's
it. that
Fucking
way.
sad.
Yeah, it's extremely.
And like yeah, I don't know. This is really fucked up.
Fuck
So-
them. Fuck yeah, dude. That sucks.
On to
Real
some
bad.
happier news at Naughty Dog.
No.
Yeah, fuck.
What's worse than loot boxes,
Sad
Charles?
Yeah. So
fucking-
Dave Ballard, an environmental artist who worked at Naughty Dog from between 2009 and 2016, who left the company in late 2016, posted on Facebook. This happened like last Saturday, like literally like 5 minutes before we started podcasting, like last week. Do you remember that? And like I don't
Yeah.
So we didn't cover it because of that, but we'll wait to the game on this one.
Breaking news.
Yeah, but whatever. He posted in a series of updates on his Facebook page. He said he's kind of being inspired by the Me Too kind of movement that's gone on with Hollywood people coming out against Harvey Weinstein. And a side note to this, it's Weinstein, not Weinstein.
That's what I say. Weinstein.
You know how many podcasts I've listened to this week that have called him Weinstein? I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that at all.
Weinstein.
I don't fuck with his sexual harassment and assault.
He sounds like a fucking like little goblin boy that's gonna come out. Like, I'm Weinstein.
He is a fucking little goblin boy.
Yeah,
Put some wine in my stein. I'll let you across the bridge.
I don't, and it's like I'll listen to a podcast with 4 people and 3 of them will all pronounce it different, and I'm like, stop, please.
Yeah.
Agree on it. Like,
you gotta have a talk before the podcast. Like, oh god,
a fucking style guide for your pronunciation.
Exactly. But he posted on his private Facebook feed. He said in late 2015, I was sexually harassed by a Naughty Dog lead. And clarification, lead does not, like, there are multiple leads on a team. Like, so like they're like, he's an environmental artist. There's probably an environmental team and then a lead of that team.
It was
like,
Druckmann.
It wasn't necessarily like Bruce Straley or Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
Which when I first read it, I don't like understand the intricacies of.
Yeah.
Right.
And like that's kind of lead. I'm
one
like
of those
they're the face heads of the studio.
Oh, it's a director.
Yeah. He said my work environment became extremely toxic afterwards. In February 2016, I had a mental breakdown at work, and Sony HR became involved. When I told them about the harassment, they ended the call and fired me the next day. They cited the company was moving in a different direction and my job was no longer needed. They tried to silence me by offering $20,000 if I signed a letter agreeing to the termination, as well as to not discuss it with anyone. I declined to sign. I have been unemployed for 17 months since. And then later on, Naughty Dog put out a statement that said, we have recently read on social media that an ex-employee of Naughty Dog, Dave Ballard, claims he was sexually harassed while working at Naughty Dog. We have not found any evidence of having received allegations from Mr. Ballard that would be that he was harassed in any way at Naughty Dog or Sony Interactive Entertainment. Harassment and inappropriate conduct have no place in Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. We have taken and always will take reports of sexual harassment and other workplace grievances very seriously. We value every single person who works at Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. It is of utmost importance that we maintain a safe, productive workplace environment that allows us all to channel our shared passion for making games. So Cheyenne, I'm going to go to you. What do you think about this?
So okay, this is awful. And I'm thinking that maybe he went directly to Sony and didn't like file any complaints with Naughty Dog itself, because if they can't find any evidence, like I'd think that there wasn't, I don't know, because I of course will believe any survivor of any sexual harassment or sexual assault. So I don't know.
You don't understand how Naughty Dog could have no record of
Right.
a complaint.
Like, unless he didn't go to them at
no,
all.
probably
and just
not.
went
Why would you go to your
Sony.
I mean, that would be go to your fucking HR lady at the front desk, like, hey, by the way.
I mean, that's how
Well,
the
happened.
situation should be handled. Like these.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just. I mean, I would be scared to do
Yeah.
that.
But
Why
it
not
did,
go to-
when he was talking about it, it did sound like he went directly to Sony.
That's what it
and
sounded
Sony was
like to
like,
me.
you know, fuck you. And that's terrible.
That's
Like,
fucking terrible.
how can you do that to anyone? Be like, just so that your
It's a
company
fucking
looks-
liability. They were like, we're
good.
not gonna get sued for this shit. Fuck off.
That's absolutely horrendous. Like, that makes me really upset.
David.
Yeah, I agree. I think. I think that. What do I think? I'm happy that people are coming out about these and with these stories and everything. And I'm really happy that it seems like the community and on the whole has been taking this kind of thing way more seriously than in the past. Like, as far as like believing survivors at face value.
We
not
say this.
making-
I want to add an
I'm sure there's some fucking
Well, no,
shitheads
no,
on
There's
Twitter.
tons of people
the
that
Naughty
don't,
Dog put out that statement, and this is all like based on how Twitter algorithms work and like what's the hottest thing gets to the top of stuff. But like the first, if you go to that statement on Twitter, the first comment is, "I don't give a fuck. I hope Last of Us 2 is good," and like that shit is fucking gross.
Cool. Well, I forgot. I'm gonna turn the
That's-
cynicism back on. You're right. No more of that. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, I don't know. I hope. I can only think that now, if the person that did it is still with the team, they've got to have like. How the fuck could you just have somebody going around? Didn't someone else at Naughty Dog harass a journalist?
Well, yeah, that's
Some
that's
lady-
something after this came out. A journalist from Polygon, whose name I can't put my hand on, finger on, hand on.
I don't remember
her
put
name.
hands on women.
It was one of the
No,
one of the
don't.
people at Naughty Dog said it was just a rude, shitty, like, I guess he was trying to be funny, but it was fucking gross.
No, it's not even funny. It's like sexual harassment. Like it's not.
No,
even,
I know it is. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's not.
He
But you
said
can. I think he was just trying to be
She was
fucking
asking him
cutesy.
for a quote about a story, and
Yeah.
according to her, she said the Naughty Dog developer asked if she fucks all her sources like on House of Cards, which is fucking
What the
gross.
fuck?
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, no, that's
Like I love how people are like, oh, dude, nobody, like, fucking women are objects in the industry. They're only hired because they're pretty, and then this shit happens, and it's like, wow, I wonder why nobody takes them seriously because you're fucking making them into like punchlines. It's so
Megan-
fucking frustrating.
Faruka Manesh. I probably
Okay.
pronounced that wrong. Sorry.
But
But
Dude,
right
like-
here, the first comment on that is some fucking anime avatar says, "Well,
of
do
course
you?"
it is.
It's like,
Hilarious.
dude, it's like not fucking like. And I
mean, that
understand,
makes-
that is not the majority of the community. Probably it might be. I don't really know.
I mean,
But, like, the way
Maybe.
the way Twitter works is that is the hottest topic, and therefore that gets the
Yeah,
most retweets,
that
and
makes
therefore
sense.
that is at the top of the Twitter scroll.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm really, it takes a lot of courage and strength to come out and open up about your experiences with sexual harassment. But like, and I know this is not always safe. Name drop these fuckers. Like, drag. I don't know. You have to fucking pursue it. Like, I understand that it's like it can fucking ruin careers. People get blacklisted and shit. But like, another Weinstein isn't gonna come along unless people start conspiring their fucking stories and like figuring out like. I just want these people to be fucking at the forefront, like brought to fucking justice,
Yeah.
like brought to the forefront. Like, who the fuck are you? Who is doing this shit? Who is perpetuating this shitty behavior in all these industries?
Right.
Bring them out. Like, it needs to come to a head. I wish that we
It's
had
just,
Well, I mean,
something
like,
on.
you,
I know, it's
you
just
say
not
that
always
it's
safe to do that.
well, yeah, it's not always safe to
It's
do that.
almost never safe to do
No,
that.
it's
And
not. And
you're
I
risking-
understand the problem. I
Right,
understand
and
the
it's just
problem.
it's the power dynamics at work. It's like, well,
Yeah.
and it's like it doesn't matter. Like you were talking about. Oh, I bet the team kind of has a sense of who this is, and like they might be awkward at Naughty Dog or something like that. And like it's probably not. Like people just have this kind of power. Like dude, groped Terry Crews. Like what the
Right.
fuck? Terry Crews
Exactly,
is
he's
6'4", 280. Terry Crews
Yeah,
can
he's
fucking
like-
beat up everyone. Just all the people.
Mhm.
The like 1v1 Terry Crews wins. And like people have the audacity to do that to Terry Crews because they know they can get. Imagine like having that kind of fucking power, and like
Yeah,
where you can just
exactly.
do that to somebody and like nothing will happen, and you know nothing will happen because like there's so much. When you were talking about cogs in a machine or whatever, talking about EA earlier. Everything is so lined up for this to like just go your way to benefit you. There is no like for HR companies or HR departments and PR companies and entire companies in general to respect a victim of this kind of harassment. It stops everything, and it makes everything so much more difficult in their eyes. So therefore, it is never pursued in any substantive way. And I don't know. There's no way, and we're gonna talk about NeoGAF here in a second. But there's no way to I don't know. Like other than just don't fucking sexually harass people. Like
Yeah.
just
You think
like,
that would be easy?
but like it's like fucking we don't teach people that. Like we elected
don't.
Donald Trump, who has multiple sexual harassment victims under his belt. Bill Clinton was president, who has multiple sexual harassment victims under his belt. Like this is not like a partisan issue. Like I'm talking about politics, but like it is
Right.
it is something ingrained in our society
Terrible.
in such a way that like I don't know how you stop it other than through like education, which is the boring fucking obvious thing to say, but like I don't know.
That's the right
But like
answer.
you'd think
It's
that it would
easy.
just be simple to be like, hey, respect people's boundaries and respect people's like decisions, and like
We have
if
like
they say, hey, don't fucking touch me, you disgusting greasy creep, don't touch them.
Well, it's not even
we
that.
have like
It's
think it might
workplace
be that
training and
simple.
shit for this stuff, but like even now, like I work in STEM, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
That shit is all voluntary. They're not making anybody go to these fucking like make people. I'll go to the fucking. I don't probably need to,
Right.
but I'll go to the fucking class. I'm not like I
what
hope I'm
you
not the
say.
fucking
You say
problem.
you don't
but-
need to, Dave. Not that I'm like calling you.
No, I mean I get people say that. They're like I
Yeah.
don't need to go to fucking.
Well, it's
sexual-
not me, and it's that whole mentality of like I'm
You're
sure.
right, but like
No, but
I know thyself. You know, there are people that are stupid and ignorant and think that they're not going to sexually harass people, and they do. I'll get up on my fucking high horse and say that I would not do that, but I understand your.
Well,
your
no,
point.
I'm not even saying that you have. I'm sure you have, and I probably have talked inappropriately to a woman in my time on Earth, like probably.
In my life,
Yeah.
sure. When I was like
But
fucking
yeah, but it
a
doesn't
dumb
matter
kid.
what
Yeah.
age you are. But I'm just saying, like it probably happened.
teach
like,
that
and
shit
you
in
just-
health class. Bam.
And like you
I don't
think
know.
about the
Squeeze it in
way
there.
the way these like systematic abuses are allowed to go on is fucking gross. And it's like I don't yeah. And the onus, I feel like we were talking about, you need to name these people, and so she's a journalist. She can't just name people. Like that's not like
Right.
you can't. That is how libel lawsuits happen and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And like you can't. Again, the system is built up to protect these people. And the onus, I feel like, is really on just like guys to do better.
yeah, no,
Right.
that's exactly like
Oh,
with
you're right,
the Me
totally.
Too campaign that's been happening. Like people have been saying, like, you don't have to come out and like, you know, it takes so much courage for like anyone who's been, you know, a victim of any kind of sexual harassment or survivor of sexual assault to come out with their story. But like they shouldn't feel like they, you know, are obligated to share their stories. Like it should be the harassers that have to, you know, have to deal with like public shame and like all of that. Like it should not be on any of the people who've dealt with any kind of sexual harassment.
And it's like so I'm gonna go in the next thing is about NeoGaf.
Right.
And the owner of NeoGaf, I don't know about creator, Tyler Malka, I think is how you pronounce his name. I don't really give a fuck because he's a piece of shit probably.
Yeah.
But he
Do you know anything about this guy? You used to go to Neo.
Yeah, I never posted there. I was like a lurker or whatever, but like it was the number one place to probably get news, like breaking. And like kind of like they are the ones that are like fucking doing the real dirty work of like going into patent filings and stuff. So but on Saturday night a bunch of not a bunch, but one incident came forward in which a woman said he sexually assaulted her while she was in the shower. And
What the fuck?
yeah,
Wait, why? Hang on. Where is the shower? Why was he? I'm just confused at the situation.
Saturday night, someone posted the screen captures on NeoGaf of a Facebook post that detailed an incident in which a woman said that a man she was friends with had shocked her by getting into the shower with her completely naked. After friends, blah blah blah, they ended up finding out that it was this Tyler Malka guy. Yeah, we're back. So we're talking about NeoGaf and the owner of the site apparently sexually harassing or sexually assaulting a woman. And the larger story here is that literally the entire site's moderators, like everybody that basically just runs the site and keeps it running, like quit en masse last night. Just totally, like the site has a what the fuck's the number? The error code when the site goes down.
404?
404, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you can't use NeoGaf right now, and obviously NeoGaf is probably, I would say it's the biggest gaming forum on the internet, probably, right? I'm not crazy in saying that.
Yeah,
I would
probably.
say that. I mean, Reddit maybe if you count that, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like but
Like
Reddit's like an
Game
every
Facts.
and yeah, game facts. Maybe Reddit's like an all-encompassing thing. NeoGaf is the
Right.
like I mean, yeah.
NeoGaf is like
Yeah. NeoGaf big thing in the gaming space, but not anymore.
big thing.
And it just goes to show like it's the fucking. We talked about the what's his name Nick Robinson like a few weeks ago, and NeoGaf is like notoriously like super left wing kind of space.
Yeah.
Like the like when Republicans say snowflake, they're talking about NeoGaf users kind of situation. And like and the owner of the site to have this like kind of it's that there's the really funny SNL skit where it's like a guy comes up to a girl in the bar and is like, "Oh, I'm a feminist. I love fucking I don't know, Betty Fredette or some shit like that. I don't know.
Free Dawn? Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah.
They're great, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Oh, you want to buy a drink?" He's like, "No, I'm hanging out with my friends." Like, "You bitch." It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like these fucking
Yeah.
people that are like, or there's a really good Onion article. It's like sex positive guy from your Facebook group is actually really a creep, and it's like, and that shit. It's fucking. You're fucking the worst. I fucking.
It's always
hate
the
people
fucking.
Like this.
It's all the nice guys, dude. I wish I could just put all the nice guys in a fucking rocket and shoot it at the sun.
Fucking
Like,
nice
fuck
guys,
those
dude.
people, and it's always them doing all this shit. Like they're just the fucking most entitled fucking
I did
human
one
diapers.
nice thing for a woman. Where is my fucking
where's my
sex?
sex? Yeah, I can't just be friends with you. You owe me sex. Like that is
I'm with
exactly
her
what
pin,
happened.
and I voted for Jill Stein. Let's get it on. It's like, you're the
God, they are
fucking-
just the worst. They are
Yeah.
fucking trash.
They're the ones that think that they would never do something like sexually harass a woman.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was
And
saying.
then they do.
I know what you meant. I know
I
what
know.
you meant. Yeah, I
It's
agree.
just-
It's fucked. You know what they should do? They should bring these guys to court, right? On with their charges of sexual assault and harassment, and then one of the judge's representatives will come in with a box on a velvet pillow, and it'll contain any number of sentences, and they have to open the box to figure out what sentence they're gonna get. So you basically combine loot boxes and sexual assault trials, and then you've got the freaking perfect storm of the
Oh
worst
my
things in the
God.
fucking news this week. I'm fucking mad. I fucking want this guy. I don't want I don't want him to profit off of NeoGAF anymore. Which he shouldn't.
NeoGAF
I
is
hope
like
that
kind of
that
going
site-
down in flames right now. To be fair.
I hope that site crashes and burns, and I hope that they start a new one or something. It's really interesting. I mean, the fucking two people listening to this know I go to 4chan. V last night was a fucking hellhole because there was a bunch of NeoGAFers coming to V, I guess looking for somewhere to just go because they spread to the fucking wind because NeoGAF was down. And like tons of people got fucking banned. People were just shit posting, like trying to fucking, are you from NeoGAF? Are you from NeoGAF? It was fucking terrible. I was like, this sucks. That's how I found out about it. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, this is,
My favorite thread on NeoGAF before it shut down last night was this guy. The thread title was "Perma ban me," and in the thread he's like, "I've used ad block for years. Fuck you," or some shit like that. And then the first comment was, our first reply was, "There's no one left to ban you." It was pretty funny. But
did he shut the site down or did the mods?
I don't know. Like all of the mods, like en masse, like apparently just left.
I bet he just clicked the button and was like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Turn it
It
off.
says it's down for server maintenance right now, but like I kind of
maybe it is. Maybe it's just down for server.
Yeah, it's like the PSN, man. It just goes down randomly.
Just
Who knows?
goes down.
Yeah.
Conveniently.
Yeah. This next story, I thought we'd end on a light note. Is about Detective
What
Pikachu.
is this?
Are you
All
familiar?
right, no,
you
no.
guys-
I have an idea. It's a show, right? It's like
It's
a Japanese
I thought
show
it-
that they're
it's a movie.
localizing.
I thought
Oh,
it was
it's a movie.
I thought it was
And
a
it's where
movie. It could be wrong.
Pikachu's a detective. I've only
Yeah.
seen the pictures.
Yeah, and he's like
I
full
want
voice
us-
acted.
Yeah, on 3, everybody say who you think should play Detective Pikachu.
All right, well,
okay?
hold on, wait. I want to read the story. There,
All right, do
people
the
apparently
shtick.
being rumored are Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Mark Wahlberg, and Dwayne Johnson. One of which I want you guys to guess it. Here's one. One of these people is the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Who is
What
it?
was the names again?
Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Mark Wahlberg, and Dwayne Johnson.
Please don't be
Dwayne
Mark
Johnson.
Wahlberg.
It is Mark Wahlberg. Is the
What
highest.
the fuck?
Mark
Because
Wahlberg.
of fucking Transformers, right?
In the world we live in, Mark Wahlberg is the highest paid person for his acting.
This is
That's
the worst timeline.
Honestly, wrong.
This is the Berenstein, right? Yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
there
I'm okay with that, but you can't say Danny DeVito.
Fuck you. That's what I was gonna
That's
say.
that's what the whole internet is saying. You can't.
Because
say
that's
Danny
the
DeVito.
right answer.
It
It would be
really
so
is.
fucking
There's
perfect.
this great YouTube video of Pikachu running around and like scenes from the show, and they just voice over Danny DeVito lines from Always Sunny, where like he's like looking for clues in the trash, and it's like, I'm the trash man.
I'm a
It's
trash
Oh my
man.
God.
shit like that. It's really good.
I'll have to look that up. Well, never mind. That goes. I was hoping we would all say Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
You
we
know
were all
it.
gonna say Danny DeVito.
All right. That would have been funny though.
Why not a woman?
That could be Pikachu. I
They're
don't
like
know.
Pikachu-
Isn't the voice of
Pikachu's
Pikachu
like
a woman?
Pika Pika. So like it'd be
That's
weird
the
for like
fucking
a
Ashton
manly
voices
dude
though.
to...
Pokemon don't actually sound like that. They just put that in for stupid American kids.
Pokemon
so
also
they can
like aren't
remember-
real.
It's true.
No, this is true. They put in the stupid voices. That's like nowhere else in the canon of Pokemon. Not that I'm a huge Pokemon fan or anything, but
What did they say their names?
they put them just in
Well,
the
I just
TV
mean,
show
like,
so that stupid American kids
the
will know
voice.
all of the names of the fucking Pokemon. So when their parents
Well,
go and they buy Merc,
How
they're
couldn't
like, "I want the this."
how couldn't you know the names when there's the great rap at the end?
What is that again?
What at the
The-
end of a Pokemon where it's like Gyarados, Psyduck.
Oh, they rap all
yeah,
of the
they
fucking.
rap.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
great. How could you not?
No, it helps when they're just screaming their name constantly. It's super fucking annoying, and it
I guess
ruins
that's
the whole
true.
show.
But is it? Maybe it's the voice of Ash as a woman. I think actually.
Ash is a woman.
Like
Every anime boy is actually.
Yeah, like a young boy is definitely voiced by a woman.
Yes.
But then, what were we saying? I can't remember what we were talking.
I just feel like it would be weird for like a masculine sounding guy to be Pikachu.
No, that's hilarious.
I'll throw out a name. I'll throw out Andy Milonakis should be Pikachu.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
You like that idea?
That'd be
There you
so
go.
funny.
I would like that.
Dude, so it's like a comedy movie, right?
It's like
So it's supposed to be funny?
I got lightning
Seems
on
like
my
it,
head.
yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I'd like that.
You like
He's
that
cool.
idea?
Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a comedy. It's a show or a movie. I'm not really sure.
I
To
don't
be
know.
totally honest.
It's
It's
a
live
movie.
action, right? Is that my?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it.
Which everything made in Japan that's live action with just any of this bullshit is gonna look weird and not be good, but
No, it's
maybe
gonna be
it'll be
great.
funny at least.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's the
Up
news for
next.
this week.
Thank God we're done with that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
what a
done with that cheery week
shitty-
all around.
Everything sucks.
Yeah.
Right
So David, you've been playing Divinity Original Sin 2.
I have. That's all I've been doing.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
I have 18 hours in the game and I've been playing it for 3 days. 19 hours. That's more than I work at work, my job. It's
No.
one of the best
No.
RPGs ever made.
I want that to be clear. A normal 8-hour day for 3 days would be 24 hours.
Yeah, but with like breaks and like downtime.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
He
this
doesn't
is
actually
You're right.
do work
Okay,
at
yes, I did
work,
my math
but-
wrong.
All right.
You're right.
I'm just saying.
But-
the unions fought for this 8-hour day, and you're disrespecting them, David.
Yeah, it's fucking
There
still
you
too
go.
long.
Anyway,
The game's fucking fantastic. I tried to get you to play it with me for a Let's Play. I think it would be perfect, but I understand that it's not for everybody.
no, I'm not doing that at all.
Especially a brainlet like yourself who can't understand the
What?
intricacies of a
A
tactical
brainlet?
RPG. So it's basically like Dungeons and Dragons style classic Infinity Engine, which I learned from Jason Schreier's book. Thank you. Game. It's turn-based combat, which is the best part, I think, aside from the writing. Tons and tons and tons of options for your classes, your abilities. You can talk to animals if you have certain perks. You can make your own character. You can play the pre-selected ones, which all have really deep backstories and quests of their own. I'm 19 hours in, and I'm still on the first act, which is
That's
essentially
normal.
the tutorial. Yeah, it's like a fucking 80-hour long game. But it's incredible. And I got out of the little like original like
Is
starting
it really
zone and
still a tutorial, or is it like?
I mean, no, it's not like
It's just
easy.
the
It's
first
fucking hard. It's the
area.
hardest part of the game. The act one of both these games is by far harder.
I'm not
than
like
anything
shitting on it.
else.
I'm just like, if a game is 19 hours of tutorial.
No.
No.
No, sorry. But it is using that initial area and all these different little ways to teach you how you can solve problems. Like, for example, I was in a maze. A gargoyle like head talked to me and was like, "Hey, you're gonna die in here, but good luck." I couldn't find the key to get out, and I was like locked in like a caged area. But I had these gloves that I found that allowed me to use teleport. So I teleported 3 of my party members out with the one, and then I gave the gloves to one of them through the gate, and then teleported her out. So I just fucking cheated essentially. And the whole game is like about breaking the game, and they encourage it. You can really get fucking crazy with like teleporting and like all these different stones that let you like travel to your companions and things. But the stories and the writing and the problem solving is incredible. Like there was like, for example, there's one quest in the very beginning where you have to talk to this lizard is one of the races. It's like a lizard man because he stole fruits from the head of the little bandit camp thing, right? And you want to get the guy out of their camp who they think actually stole. Well, the oranges are actually filled with drugs that he's trying to use to sleep. So I pickpocketed the orange off of him, And then I took it back to the bandit camp leader, and he's like, "Okay, who actually stole this?" But I didn't want to turn the lizard guy because I was like, "Well, he's cool." And he's like, "You gotta," and I'm like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "All right." And then him and all 4 of his fucking compatriots around me just started fucking wailing on us. So I had to fight my way out of their camp in the middle of this passive city where you're not actually fighting anything normally. But I'm sure there was like 3 other ways that I could have handled all that and not had to fight anyone. It's just really cool stuff like that, and just you kind of sticking with your guns and making decisions for yourself that alter your story, and that makes it really good for replayability too. So I'm excited to go back in after I understand everything and all the systems at work. It's great. I'll be playing it a lot.
I'm glad we have somebody talking about it or playing it, because I was sure never gonna pick it up, but I know it's getting.
I don't blame you. I mean, it's not for everybody. Like I said, it's
not that it's necessarily
incredible.
not for me. There's just like too much, and like I don't like Wolfenstein comes out next week and Mario.
Yeah.
And like
it's my Mario holdover game. When Mario comes out,
like if you don't beat it, like I don't know. That's just like I don't know. That's my mentality. Cheyenne, what have you been playing?
Okay, so Overwatch as always.
The
Discord
Halloween
I'm
event
in.
still going on? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it is.
it's
not
still going on
Halloween yet.
until November.
That was a dumb question.
That's okay. So the Discord I'm in, we're doing this like we're split up into 4 different color clans. I'm in the pink clan, and we're doing this like event where we're all playing Junkenstein Endless and on expert, and we're basically like trying to see which clan can get the farthest in it and get the highest like score.
So
right now we're winning.
Do people beat it?
We haven't beat it yet. We're the only one that's posted any actual results. We made it to the 12th wave, but we didn't finish it.
You're the 15, right?
12.
I thought it was called Endless.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it goes on.
It keeps going, but like 12 is like where it stops counting, and then you just.
Yeah, you win at 12.
I see.
But then after that, I do really want to try to get. If you beat bonus.
Oh no.
Hang on.
Oh no, she's talking so much.
Okay, so you get to wave 12 of expert, and that's when you win. But it keeps going on, and if you make it through bonus wave 4 of expert mode, you get the world's cutest mercy spray. And so I've really been wanting to do that, and I know my team also wants to do that really bad. But so far, we've only been able to make it to wave 12 and not through it.
What is so the Torbjorn? You have to have a Torbjorn, right? I assume.
Yeah. So the team
what is
comp
the premier comp
for Endless is usually you want Zenyatta and you want Torb and you want McCree, and then you can either have Hanzo or Soldier. So not too different from your like regular one, because you still want to have McCree for his high noon.
Mm-hmm.
And Soldier and Hanzo, it really just depends like who's playing on your team and like who you're good at. But so that's what I've been doing.
Cool.
Still playing Stardew Valley, all of that shit. I play the same shit all the time. So
I have a new obsession. David, you want to ask me about this obsession?
Obsession?
Yeah.
What is your obsession? Oh, you're fucking stupid.
It is HQ Trivia. The #1 game of 2017. With host Scott, I don't know his last name.
Ski.
But it is a trivia game show which you play live on your phone. It is the thing I've been comparing it most to is 1 versus 100. That was on the Xbox 360.
Only it's like 1 versus 9,000.
Yeah, it was a TV show, but like on the Xbox you could just play it, and like it's very similar to that. And that idea was awesome. I don't know why they stopped doing that, and it bothers me so much. In this game, basically, you're competing against. Originally, when I started playing it, it was like 3,000 people. Now it's around more like 8,000 people.
Yeah, it's like 8,000.
A night. And it happens at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock on weekdays and 9 o'clock on weekends. Basically, that you play a trivia game show where if you answer 12 questions in a row, you get money. And like this money is split up between however many people also do it. Last night, for the first time ever, no one won.
0 winners. Like question 10.
Yeah, it was like lost. Question 10. The night before that, there was only one. The guy won on question 9 because he no one else was left. And it's really like it's not like very engaging. The coolest part of it is Scott. Like this guy
He's
like
great.
literally is a host of the show. and it's like super HD, like unnecessarily like high fidelity like graphics and stuff. It's also I will say the developer of this is the developer or the people the company behind Vine is why.
Oh really?
Yeah, is why I feel like it has a lot of these like this polish to it.
Okay.
And there's also like a what do you call it, a Periscope style like chat at the bottom, which you see people posting in.
Yeah.
Less racist stuff than I would have seen.
Yeah.
I like I've only seen a few racist things, and it's shocking.
It's surprising.
Yeah. But I feel like this game is growing in popularity. It's really fun. It's just, and the fact that games only take like 10 15 minutes, and it's like I don't know, it's just like at 3 o'clock when you're working, it's like fun to just like fuck off and like do this little game. I know
Sadly, I have a class that starts at 3, so I can't do it on those days.
Fuck it. Fuck it. I played it while I was driving yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
But it's I don't know, it's really I don't know, it's really fun, and I like it a lot. And it's yeah, HQ.
Dude, we're about to win $1,250
yeah, $1,200. So no one won last night, so they carried it over
So they
tonight. So it's $12,000. Also, pretty sure they're getting the money for the prizes by selling your information to Google or something. I don't know. I don't know how it's happening, but I'm sure that is what is happening.
They get my info anyway.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm not. There's like a At the end of the day, it's like everybody knows. Yeah, but whatever. But yeah, that I also started Dishonored: Death of the Outsider, which is more of an actual video game. It's more Dishonored. You play as Billy Lurk, who is the woman from Dishonored 2. She was like rowing the boat.
She's in the first one too.
And in what was it called? Knife of Dunwald. Was that what it was called? And she was like the person that wasn't Dowd. And yeah, and her abilities are very similar, but there are some like cool like wrinkles to it, like the way her blink works isn't like in every other game where it's just you hold L2 and then when you let go you blink over where you are. Like you get to see how you're gonna land and like how it's gonna like look in comparison to people other than you. And if you level it up more, then you can set your blink to like you're gonna blink right next to somebody and then already preempt that you're gonna like strike them right when you get there. And then and it does it all in one like fail swoop, which is like pretty. It's like actually makes it a lot more strategical, I think.
Okay.
Strategic. Yeah, strategic.
Whatever the word is.
Yeah. Also, there's no like there is like a chaos thing where you can see it, but I don't think it changes the ending or anything like that, and it's not like as emphasized as in past games. So I've just been slitting everybody's throat.
Absolutely.
Been killing civilians.
I mean, you have to. She's like an assassin.
Been like there was like a painter, not even like I walked next to him and he didn't freak out or anything. Just slit his throat. Just been killing dogs. I don't care.
Oh no.
It's yeah. I've just been killing everybody.
Extremely rude.
I've been like I'll like there are stun arrows you can shoot at people. Shoot them with a stun arrow. Go up to their body. Chop them up.
Oh my god.
Like I'm a maniac in this game. Brutal. Yeah. It's really fun. The level design, as with all the Arcane games that have come out this year and last year, fantastic. The way like. I don't know. The games constantly make you feel like a genius when you like find a pipe you can go on and you go through like a little like you're like obviously the level was set up this way, but it still makes you feel like you discovered something, and it's really rewarding and fun, and I'm enjoying it very much. But that has been our show. My name is Charles Wade. You can find me on Twitter at CharlesToThe. I reviewed South Park. I guess I can talk about that a little bit. Before we did the last podcast, I had to finish it. But now I am finished with it, and it got better at the end. There's some funny jokes. There's some really good stuff. There's like I want to spoil this one joke. Let me spoil this one joke, David. Let me do it.
All right.
There's this joke where basically the cops are arresting a bunch of black people, and like at first I wrote about it in my review. It's very like I don't know what it's saying isn't that good, but eventually you find out they've been feeding all the black people to like a sinkhole monster that's kind of like in Star Wars 3, the Sarlacc pit, and they're like it is this Lovecraftian well, you think we're racist? We're just feeding our Lovecraftian god. Like H.P. Lovecraft isn't racist, and it's like it really like I don't know. It's very funny the way it tackles fiction.
Nice.
And like there's some other like there's like some like twists and stuff that are like pretty funny. too, which is really good. Which you wouldn't expect from a like. They're not like twists where it's like, oh my god. They're just like, I don't know. They're very funny and like they're mocking of superhero, kind of stuff. I really think everybody should play it. I enjoyed that game.
Cool.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Charles Tula on Twitter. David working or no, I should do Cheyenne first and then David last. Cheyenne, where can everybody see you?
I'm on Twitter at poopflowers.
been David already firing up Divinity. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah,
It's-
you
yeah.
know me. I just launched it. I'm ready, dude.
I fucking hate you.
I
Like,
read
I got
it.
a
Sure,
notification on my thing.
Well, it's
Yeah.
time to play Divinity. What do you
I
want
thought,
from me?
man.
I thought I was gonna ask you to play Rocket League, but I guess not.
Oh, we can. Yeah, sure.
No, it's over. It's over. You
Oh, I want to play Rocket League. You're right.
You gotta free this dragon, apparently. Where can everybody find you, David?
What am I? My guy Dave on Twitter. I'm never
Yeah.
on there. Yeah. So, and then my Instagram, but I haven't posted anything in a while. So,
All right, cool.
Maybe next
Well,
time.
You suck.
yeah, that's
great.
right.
We'll see you next week, and bye.